Dred Scott Fields in Bloomington, Minnesota is the site for the 1995 ASA USA Men's Masters National Championships. We'll have a brief pregame right after this.
Here's what local programming looks like on Northwest Community Television. Here's what local programming would look like without Northwest Community Television. Northwest Community Television, for over 12 years, the home of local programming.
Good afternoon here in Bloomington, Minnesota. I am Andy Jarr along with Louis Edworthy. What are we looking at for this championship game today?
My feeling is I think it'll be just go one game. Noel Lumber's been sitting around waiting for the losers to come through, and it's pretty tough to keep on playing back-to-back and being an undefeated team twice.
Okay, we have a team in the championship that is undefeated from Snohomish, Washington, and also a team from Baltimore, Maryland, which has fought its way through the losers bracket. How are they going to fare against this tough team from Washington that previously defeated them 8-0?
I believe they'll be all right. Depending on, I'm sure they're going to throw green at them because Stoflett hasn't beaten them in probably 12 or 13 games that they've played now in the last few games. So I'm sure they're going to come back with green to play against them.
Okay, overall, how has the tournament gone so far? We had the rain yesterday that slowed things up, messed up the scheduling, but today we're rolling along a little behind, but an overview of the tourney so far.
Well, you're always going to run behind in a tournament like this because if games are slow and there's always controversial plays or taking their time and setting pinch runners. But overall, the tournament's ran real well, and the grounds crew here has done a real good job with the fields. The rain delay yesterday put us about a game behind, it was all. And so it's been running real well, and the umpiring has been real good.
All right, the opening pitch is just moments away for the men's Masters over 40 championships, Bloomington, Minnesota at Dred Scott Fields. We'll be back in moments.
Running and racing fun, health checks, and live entertainment. It's all at the Autumn Woods Classic Saturday, October 14th at the Elm Creek Park Reserve in Maple Grove. The Classic offers a race for everyone with a 10K, 5K, and a kids 1K fun run. Don't miss the 5th annual Autumn Woods Classic on October 14th. It's so much more than a premier running event. It's a family health celebration. Call 424-6744 for race and registration information.
Cable 12 Sports presents coverage of the championship game for the 1995 ASA USA Men's Masters over 40 National Championships for fast pitch softball. I'm Andy Jarr, joined with Louis Edworthy today. It should be a great one. We have the legends coming in from Snohomish, Washington. They're undefeated against the team from Maryland that just won moments ago. They beat a team from Southern California. So they've played a lot of games today. Is that going to have an effect on today's championship game?
Maryland's only played that one game. They lost last night, and so they got to sit around until that winner came through the loser bracket. So they played one game today, and now this will be their second game.
Okay, we're a little behind schedule because we had some thunderstorms on Saturday morning. That would have been yesterday. So we're getting underway finally. This championship game should be a good one.
Leading off, Maryland Masters, shortstop, number 8, Herb Van Dusen.
Number 8 for the Masters from Maryland. Herb Van Dusen leads it off. He's a shortstop. Left-handed hitter. The dimensions for fast pitch softball in the over 40 Masters division. We have from the pitcher's mound to the plate is 46 feet. The fence all the way around is 255 feet, and the bases are 55 feet apart. Van Dusen steps back in. Ball outside.
A little correction here on the bases, they're 60 feet apart.
Okay, I was misinformed earlier. Thank you for that.
And Moore, they can throw bring this ball. He can throw it 100, 105 miles an hour. And same with the Maryland pitcher, Stoflett.
There's a hit left field. It's foul, but a great catch against the fence made by left fielder for Noel Lumber. That's Dave Newell out there, number 27. Great grab.
They got some good ball players out here. A lot of these players have been in the...
You can take a look at that nice grab once again. Right down the line, slides into the fence. Beautiful.
Lucky he didn't hit the concrete with his knee there and get hurt a little bit. A lot of these players have been in different nationals on the major level, and they're all really good ball players.
Number 15 for Maryland, Phil Wright steps in, looks at ball one.
I would be looking for probably a 2-0, maybe a 3-1 score.
Pitcher's duel today. Grounder, third baseman.
Won't get him.
No chance on that one. Number 44 for No Lumber, Steve Piatz. Knew he didn't have a play, didn't want to just waste his arm, so he just held on to that one.
Designated hitter, number 10, McCurry.
Here's a look at that squibber down the third baseline, and Phil Wright's speed takes him down to first.
One thing that's really amazing about this, you got some of these players that's 45, 50 years old, and they can really get down that line for their age. And these pitchers, they both throw all kinds of different pitches, about 6, 7 different types of pitches.
Nick McCurry stands in. Ball inside. There you see McCurry, where's number 10?
McCurry, go ahead, excuse me.
He's the designated player.
He's been an all-world and all-national all-star player in his career, and it's nothing new for him to see this kind of pitching.
Two and 0 is the count to McCurry.
You know, as a first and third baseman are always playing in front of the bases, too, just for that simple reason, because of a bunt.
Ooh, fouls that one off his leg. That one has to hurt. 2 and 1, 1 out, top of the first. It's the Maryland Masters taking on the Noel Lumber Legends. Take a look at that foul ball. 2 and 1 the count. Here's the pitch from Moore. And a hit right over Piatz's head. So the Maryland Masters starting up right away. 2 runners on. There's a nice hit just out of the reach of Steve Piatz, the third baseman for the Lumber Legends. Okay, so there's 2 men on, 1 out, and that brings up the cleanup hitter, Alan Peacher. He's the right fielder for the Masters. Left-handed batter. And here's the delivery from Moore. Gets him with the high heat for strike 1.
Both Moore and Stoflett for Maryland, they can both throw a high rise ball and a low rise ball, and they got a low and high drop and a knuckle ball and a change up and a curve. So they both throw about 7 types of different pitches. So it's hard to guess what's coming.
Ouch, right off Moore's foot. That is a fair ball. And that loads him up for the Masters. What a rip by Peacher. Couldn't hit that one much harder.
No, that's the only hazard of being a pitcher. You're so close to the plate on a line drop.
Here it is. Ouch. Right off the left foot of Jimmy Moore, the pitcher for the Legends.
When you're pitching and fast pitching, they hit a line shot like that, you don't have much time to react. The ball zoom boom, because they're all using these aluminum bats. And the ball really flies off. But they'll check Moore out, and I'm sure he ain't going to come out of this ball game.
No way.
It's too big of a ball game for him to come out just because he got hit with a hit ball.
Looks like he's going to shake it off. The ump's going to give him a few courtesy pitches to get that foot limbered up once again. Noel Lumber comes into this championship game with an extremely impressive record of 48-6. And That's very believable by watching them here today. They're in a little trouble right now. They're loaded up. Moore's going to have to shake off this injury and keep throwing the heat. And number 5 hitter steps up to the plate. That's Joe Nash. He wears number 6, the first baseman for the Maryland Masters. Here's the delivery from Moore. Strike 1. Big cut from Nash. One down in the top of the first in this ASA USA championship game of the Masters over 40 tournament.
Nice changeup here.
Gets him with the changeup. Nash was clueless on that one. He was very miffed.
Now, see, that's the trouble with these pitchers when they throw 6, 7 types of pitches. You have no idea which pitches they're going to throw. You're just guessing a lot of it. Most of these batters like to hit the high rise ball because once you get the rise ball out in front of the plate, it's really going to go.
Here's the delivery from Moore. Check swing. Did they get him? The appeal? Oh! They appeal to the third base up, and he says no. Did not break his wrist, so that brings the count to 1-2. 1 out in the top of the first. Joe Nash steps back in. The bases are loaded. Chance to score very early here for the Maryland Masters. Here's the pitch. Swing, strike 3. So Moore just might be able to work his way out of this jam there, Louis.
I really believe he can. Most of these pitchers like Moore and then the team from Baltimore, Stoflett, they get out on the mound, they get the bases low like that with no outs or 1 out. It's not really bothering them. They're just concentrating on hitting that batter. They've got both teams' pitchers got real fighting teams behind them.
Number 16, Jim Holson steps up to the plate. He's the center fielder for the Masters. Bases still loaded, 2 down, top of the first. Here's the pitch from Moore. Inside, ball 1.
And as the game goes along and you watch Stoflett throw, you're going to see these guys, both pitchers, they very seldom will throw you a pitch right down the center. It's going to be working the corners and high and low, right on the corners.
Holson steps back in. Check swing. Ball 2, 2-0.
So with the type of pitches these pitchers can throw, you'll see a lot of check swings and a lot of controversial swings, whether they win around or not. That's why you see the umpires always checking for the courtesy of the players. You want the players to decide the ball game. You don't want the umpires deciding it. And they've got a fine crew of umpires out here.
Are the umpires here mostly from the Midwest?
These umpires are all local umpires from Minneapolis, St. Paul, or in that. There's umpires from out of state here, but this championship game, they're all local umpires.
There's another swing and a miss by Jim Holson.
You can imagine what it's like standing away from someplace 46 feet and having them throw the ball 100 some miles an hour. You don't have much time to get that bat around. You got to have quick wrists.
Holson steps out, comes back in. 2-1, 2 down, top of the first here. Jimmy Moore getting ready. He steps off the mound.
See, when a pitcher steps off the mound like that, his first step has to be backward. If he comes forward off the mound and doesn't pitch the ball, then it's an illegal pitch. You can only take 1 step off the rubber, and that's when you got to release the ball.
Olsen steps back in. Nice inside pitch, handcuffed him there. 2-2, 2 down.
That one looked like a pretty good drop pitch on the inside corner.
important part of the game very early here. Maryland's got the bases loaded. There's 2 down. Olson steps in and awaits the pitch from Jimmy Moore. He steps off the mound once again.
Jimmy Moore always takes a lot of time to throw each pitch. He never rushes himself, which is a good key to being successful.
That one's right down the pipe. Moore strikes him out to get out of the big jam. Early threat by the Maryland Masters, but they failed to score.
They end up with 2 hits and a walk, and Moore had 2 strikeouts to end the innings. And that's going to be that type of a game the whole game, all the way.
So right now, while we have the chance, we'll set the lineup for the Maryland Masters. Defensively, shortstop, Herb Van Dusen. Left fielder, Phil Wright. Nick McCurry is the designated player. Alan Peacher plays right field. Joe Nash is the first baseman. Center fielder, Jim Holson. Second baseman, Don Van Dusen. Third baseman, Chuck Harte. And the catcher is Bill Howell. And pitching for the Maryland Masters is Ty Stoflett. So it's kind of a East Coast, West Coast battle here in the championship game.
That's the way a lot of these tournaments go to. A couple good teams that should been here in the finals that's not here is the Southern California Eagles and this NorCal Merchants, which is the 3-time defending champion. If you go to a national tournament, it's pretty tough to repeat. But from the grapevine, I'm understanding is that NorCal will be back next year, and they've got a lot of young guys that's in the majors that's just turning 40 for next year, and they're going to be pretty strong again next year. And this tournament moves around every year. They bid on them. Now, like next year, it's going to be out at Rockford, Illinois.
Yeah, the top finisher from the Midwest was a team from Iowa. They took 4th place.
Right, from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, J&G Custom Printing. And these teams go in 2 weeks to Springfield, Missouri for a 45 and over, and a lot of these same players will be down there, but on different teams.
Okay.
Than what they're playing with now.
Matt McGillen leads it off for the Knoll Lumber Legends. Where's number 17, right fielder?
This guy pitching for Maryland, Stoflett, he's won more awards than you can imagine. I don't know if he's got a trophy case big enough for all his awards.
He's a left-handed pitcher. But you see that wild pitch. Probably won't see very many of those from Stoflett. He throws a lot of heat.
No, you shouldn't see too many wild pitches from either pitcher. If you notice, too, all these catchers are wearing shin guards in the mask, but no chest protector. And that ball really hurts when it comes off that bat and hits you.
Yeah, they're living on the edge. I tell you, if I was out there catching, I'd have some goalie pads on or something. 105 miles an hour, I wouldn't want to get in the way of that.
Well, they hurt pretty much. And it lasts for a couple of days, and the bruise really gets a big bruise on you.
McGillen steps back in. Looks at strike 1. 3-1. Bottom of the first. Ty Stoflett with the delivery. Catches that inside corner. We have a full count.
A lot of these pitchers, like right-handers, they'll throw a curveball on the outside edge of the plate, and the pitch is just barely going to catch the front corner of the plate, and the catcher's going to catch it about a foot outside. A lot of times it's called a strike, and the batters will get upset about it.
That one's hit right up the gut. McGillen strides to first base with a single. And that brings up number 8, Chad Corcoran, shortstop for the Legends. There you see that shot right up the middle. McGillen starts his team off in the right foot. Corcoran, a left-handed batter.
Right now is the opportunity where they'll be butting them over to second to get the run. They may give him one pitch or one cut and then make him bunt to get him in scoring position. In fast pitch, 90% of the game is bunting and pitching.
Corcoran steps back in. Kind of throws the bat at it.
He was just protecting the runner, and it just happened that Stoflett was smart since he's been around for a few years, and he threw the pitch up high, and the guy really didn't have much choice but to foul it.
There you see that bat flying.
You see that happen a lot in fast pitch with left-handed batters. A lot of people think they're out because they throw their bat at the ball, but that's perfectly legal.
Stoflett steps back to the mound. 0-2. Ground ball to second. Double play, nice job by the second baseman for the Maryland Masters. As Don Van Dusen takes care of that one all by himself. Van Dusen takes the runner, then tosses it over nicely over to first baseman Joe Nash.
Also, in this type of a game, with these caliber of ball players out there, you won't really see too many errors. Really, this game here, you can really say is who's who of softball out here right now as far as like the baseball World Series. You've got the same thing out here now.
Dave Newell, number 3 hitter for the Legend, fouls his first pitch back.
I know a lot of these players from this Noah Lumber team used to play for Pay and Pack, and they've won the ISC tournament, national tournament, and they've won the world tournament, and they've won a lot of ASA national tournaments. So these players are no stranger to this game.
And that's going to be a fair ball as the ground ball by Newell just bounces off the glove of Stoflett. And it goes into foul territory. And once again, the Legends have a base runner. 2 down, bottom of the first. 0-0 our score. Championship game of the men's over 40 Masters ASA USA fast pitch softball tournament. That is a mouthful. Strike 1 to Manny Troutman, first baseman, wears number 9 for the Legends.
He's a pretty good hitter, and this guy on deck wouldn't be surprised if he took one out of the park. He's a darn good hitter, and he leads this tournament in home runs right now.
Of course, the orange fence that you see out there is the regulation fence that they're using today. The one behind it, of course, is used for a regular slow pitch ball, 285. But to get a dinger here, it's 255. That one hits the gap. Nice job by Manny Troutman. Really got the bat on that one. Advances to first base. That single by Troutman moves Newell to third. Runners at the corners. Here it is again. Left-handed hitter. Shoots it in the gap.
This gentleman come up to bat now, Tim Mackin, the catcher. He had every time you have a national tournament, you hold a home run derby. And it costs the players each $2, and they get 10 swings at the ball. And it's tough to hit a home run on where they have it at. And the fences are only 220 feet, but it's still tough. And this young gentleman here ended up winning that home run derby. And he leads this tournament with 3 home runs already.
First pitch from Stoflett is a strike. Tom Mackin, right-handed hitter, wears 0-0. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Here's the pitch from Stoflett. Fouled straight back. So Stoflett ahead of Mackin right off the bat with 2 strikes. So the first inning's in the books.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
no runs and 3 hits on there, and there was no errors, and nobody left. 1 man was left. 2 men was left on base here.
So 0-0 is our score between Knoll Lumber and the Maryland Masters. We'll be back right after this.
I'm Tom Hayes. Coming up this week on Northwest Cities, a season of construction in New Hope Parks.
We've got 20 parks in town, and we've had projects going in 7 of them. And by projects, I mean something major beyond just regular maintenance.
And Uncle Sam helps put another police officer on the beat in Crystal. It's all coming up next after the news on Northwest Cities.
Okay, back for the top of the second. 0-0 our score. And the Legends take the field once again.
Well, we got a moment here. The plate umpire is Gary Latender. He's from down by Austin, Minnesota. And the first base umpire is John Voss. And this umpire at second base is Tony Maddox. And the umpire at third base is from St. Paul is Alonzo Anthony. They're pretty well good umpires. They all got to work together as a crew. And if you notice, when the fly ball goes out, somebody will go out and they'll switch to a 3-man crew and return. They'll all rotate to their right clockwise.
The 4-man umpiring crew, sanctioned by the ASA.
Once an umpire goes to the field, out towards the outfield, he stays out in the outfield until the play is completed.
Stepping to the plate right now for the Masters, it's Don Van Dusen. The Maryland Masters come to us from Baltimore, Maryland. Well, they have it listed as Waldorf and Baltimore, so I assume it's in the Baltimore area. Here's the pitch from Moore. Ball. 1-1 the count. And the Knoll Lumber Legends are from Snohomish, Washington. They tell me that's about 30 miles north of Seattle.
Right between Seattle and Everett, to the east of Everett.
Oh, base hit gets by. Second baseman for the Legends. Jim Chambers couldn't quite get down on that one. So Don Van Dusen gets himself a single to start off the top of the second. There's Van Dusen's rip. Kind of threw the bat at it. Whatever works, he gets on first. No outs. That brings up number 12, Charles Harte. He's the third baseman for the Masters. It's kind of a check swing bunt. And they go to first to get the out. 1 down. Fielder's choice advances the runner to second. That's Van Dusen over there at the second base.
See, most of these teams, doesn't matter who's batting, they're going to have that guy button him over from first to second.
The catcher, number 5, Bill Howell.
There it is. Jimmy Moore just decided to take the lead runner on that one. 1 down, top of the second. 0-0 still our score. Number 5, Bill Howell, steps up for the Masters. Takes a cut, strike 1. Very big crowd on hand for this championship game. Bloomington, Minnesota, beautiful Dred Scott Fields. Howell fouls that one back for strike 2.
Once again, I've got to congratulate the grounds crew out here. They've done a hell of a job with this. They've got the fields ready after all that rain. It's one darn good job by that grounds crew from Bloomington.
Yeah, we had a pretty nasty thunderstorm there yesterday morning. It delayed things a little bit, but the organizers of this tournament have done a great job of getting things going and Championship game is rolling along now.
Well, like this field we're playing on now had some standing water on it, and the grounds crew got it ready to play in an hour.
That's a great job by the grounds crew. So Howell goes down on strikes. That brings up number 8 leadoff hitter Herb Van Dusen. Second baseman takes care of that, no problem. Jim Charles for the Legends just guns it over to Troutman for out number 3.
They ended up with no runs on just that one hit, and they had no errors. And they had one man left back on base.
So there you see our score. The Waldorf Maryland Masters 0 with 3 hits, and the Snohomish Washington Legends no runs on 3 hits also, no errors for either team.
It's very possible this game could go right down to the 7th inning or even go into extra innings before there's a run scored with these two pitchers.
Yep. At first it looked like the Masters were going to do some damage when they got the bases loaded, but
they sure did.
Moore, as you said, was very poised and got the job done.
Yeah, these two pitchers out there, they've been around too long to be afraid of anything or get shook up because of the air behind them or they load up the bases like that. They just bear down. They've all got good ball players defensively behind them. So if they do hit the ball on them, they know that the players are going to make a play at it or at least make an attempt.
The Knoll Lumber Legends are coached by Butch Batt. He wears number 12, and if needed, he'll come in as a substitute. The assistant coach is the pitcher for the Legends, Jimmy Moore, number 7. And Dick Smith is at the helm for the Maryland Masters.
Designated hitter, number 11.
And here comes the DH, or some would call it the DP.
Which stands for a designated player. They always bat for the pitchers most of the time. They can bat for any player, but most of the time it's for the pitcher.
Number 6 hitter Vito Lucarelli steps up to the plate. He wears number 11. Strike 1 from Stoflett. Pitch from Stoflett. Fouled back over the press box here at Dred Scott Fields. Lucarelli steps back in the box. He has 2 strikes on him. And here's the pitch from Stoflett outside. That's a good eye when it's coming in that fast. It's tough to decipher whether it's going to be a ball or strike, but these guys have been playing all summer. Of course, the championship game, week before Labor Day weekend. So these guys are used to the heat, that's for sure.
Well, they play a lot of tournaments every weekend, and they do a lot of traveling. And like in Washington, they always go down to California to place where they can play the year-round. Most of these players play on about 4 or 5 different teams.
Shot by Lucarelli, handled no problem by the shortstop for the Masters. That's Herb Van Dusen. Nice job on that one. Take another look at Van Dusen's put out. Guns it over to the first baseman, Joe Nash. Very nice day weather-wise. Overcast, a little breeze, not too humid.
It's nice weather for pitchers, and for ball players alike, because they're not out there being up a sweat and getting the energy drained out of them.
So number 15, Jim Chambers, faces his first pitch, fouls it back over the netting behind the fence.
You know, you hear a lot of these pitchers after they release the ball, they grunt. And that's just something added for showing.
Chambers looks at this one. Ball one high. 1-1 the count, 1 down. Bottom of the second inning. Scoreless still here between the Knoll Lumber Legends of Washington and the Maryland Masters. Pitch outside from Stoflett. Stoflett steps back to the mound. Guns this one high. The count at deuces, 1 down.
It's 3-1.
Three balls, 1 strike to Chambers. And looks at ball 4. So the Legends have themselves a runner. And big number 44, Steve Piaz, steps to the plate.
See, sitting up here, you can really see the plate and the pitches. The only trouble you have sitting up here like this here is whether the ball is too low or too high, but as far as catching any part of the plate, you can really tell it from sitting up high like this.
They almost should have an umpire up here, huh?
No.
I'm just kidding. All right, ball 1 from Stoflett. That one caught the corner. They're calling that one a strike.
I'm really surprised they're leaving the photographer out here on the field in foul territory.
That one's bunted foul for strike number 2. 0-2 to Piaz, third baseman for the Legends.
The next batter on deck is Stewart, is a real good ball player.
And Stoflett gets him with the high heat. Strike number 3, out number 2. The Legends still have that runner on first. Jim Chambers, hoping someone moves him a little bit here. Billy Stewart.
Right, real good ball player. He stole a base yesterday, which was a controversial play, but his play stealing second base held up, and he scored the first run to bring them into this game undefeated.
So this is first time up for Billy Stewart, left-handed hitter. Takes the inside pitch. Trouble at first. He's safe as the first baseman bobbles the ball. Excuse me, the second baseman covering. And that was a tough play from the get-go on that one.
That was a tough play for that first baseman when they're high like that there and you're short.
There we see it again. Just couldn't quite hang on to it. So once again, the Legends have some base runners. First and second, 2 down, bottom of the second. Matt McGillen drives this one up the gap. Oh, and they got him at second.
We got a little controversy here at home plate now.
And the controversy right now is if the runner crossed the plate before the out, and it was close. Okay, we're gonna take a look and we'll let you be the judge on this one. Well, he is definitely out at second. And now we're gonna see the runner crossing the plate and a full view of it. Yeah,
Run does not count.
Definitely a great call by the umps because they gunned him down at second before the runner
had crossed even home plate.
was even 20 feet close to the home plate, but a nice call by the men in blue.
And, you know, as an umpire, regardless of what your calls are, you're going to have one team happy with it and the other team's going to be upset with it, especially on really close plays.
So there's 2 innings in the books here at Dred Scott Field in Bloomington. It's the men's Masters over 40 ASA USA Championship game for men's fast pitch softball. And we have a pitcher's duel. 0-0, Stoflett and Moore are throwing some good heat. There have been some base runners and chances to score, as we saw just in the bottom of the second there. The Legends came very close to scoring, but a good call by the umps.
And teams at this caliber are not going to have too many chances scoring. They had one hit and no runs and 1 man left and no errors.
Come on, Whitey!
Left-hander hitter steps up. That's number 15, Phil Wright. He's the left fielder for the Masters. Here's the pitch by Jimmy Moore. Nice bunt to the third baseman.
Nice play by the third baseman.
They get him by a step as Steve Piatz guns right down. 4 out, number 1 in the top of the 3rd inning. Nick McCurry steps to the plate.
He's got a 300 average coming into this game here for the tournament, and his on-base percentage average was .478. But this guy here, he's been all the world, all national, and everything else. He's another one of these nice Stoflett guys.
And Piatz can't handle that one. Not sure if they'll charge him an error.
They shouldn't in my book, but I'm not the official scorer because that's pretty tough play to jump up and grab that ball.
That was a tough bounce off the gravel. Surprisingly high bounce with the moist grounds here.
Yes. But these fields are fairly dry, and they can take a lot of water.
So the Masters have a base runner in McCurry. Number 3 steps to the plate, left-handed hitter, Alan Peacher. Squares the bunch, strike 1. Couldn't get contact on that one.
Coca-Cola, a worldwide Olympic sponsor, is a proud supporter of USA Softball and the Amateur Softball Association National Championships.
Jimmy Moore with the pitch. Ball hit very hard. Second baseman for the Legends couldn't handle it. That was a tough one. Jim Chambers at least got in front of it. And here it is. Chambers kept it from getting into the outfield, so we have runners at first and second. And 1 down in the top of the 3rd.
It should be bunting. They're probably going to give him a pitch like that to look at and who he gets a strike. Now, I would think they'd be having him button him over to second and third. You never know at this type of caliber of ball.
The count's 0-1 to number 6, Joe Nash, as he awaits the pitch from Jimmy Moore. Nash slices that one to left field. Shortstop comes all the way over and makes a nice grab. Number 8, Chad Corcoran, the shortstop, making the long journey to left field. So in the top of the 3rd, 2 down, brings up number 16, Jim Holson, center fielder for the Masters.
Powerade, the official sports drink of the Olympic Games, is a proud sponsor to support the USA Softball and the Men's Master Fast Pitch National Championships.
2 runners on for the Masters. As Holson takes strike 1.
The Minnesota Sports Federation is sponsor of this tournament. It's a lot of work. They do these years in advance.
So there's an 0-2 count to Jim Holson.
When you have a community that hosts these kind of tournaments, you have to bid for them. And then when you get the bid, you're guaranteeing the ASA office so much money for hosting it. So you got to have a good weather and good attendance.
Jimmy Moore. Check swing foul by Holson. Okay, a little disagreement between the umpires right now. No question it was a foul ball from here.
The plate umpire was saying he didn't hear it hit the bat, and so he's out conferring with the first base umpire. If it's a foul ball, that runner at second base has to go back, at third has to go back to second base.
Oh! No way! Yes!
So he...
It did too! Come and look at my camera!
It didn't touch you, no. It hit it back.
Okay, Butch Bat is obviously not very happy with
It's
that.
on film. It was a camera. I couldn't tell you.
He did it.
Okay. Oh my. Well,
By that replay we have, it sure did hit the bat.
okay, so the count goes to 1-2 now. That one is going to be a ball. Jimmy Moore.
Hey, you're out of there!
Few people in the crowd having some fun now.
The reason we hear all these people hollering at, we got a microphone right down by home plate there sticking through the fence. So that's why you're hearing everything.
Jimmy Moore going for yet another inning-ending K. Here it is. That one goes off his foot. Dead ball called.
A lot of times you'll see the batter swing like that there, and the ball goes straight down and hits the dirt right in front of the plate, and a lot of times it doesn't even touch the batter, but you'll see a batter limping off out of the batter's box to get open. He'll get the call in his favor. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's a tough call for the plate umpire. That's why we have the other umpires to help him out.
Well, the acting has fooled me a few times as Jimmy Moore K's another batter, and that brings us to a 0-0 score still.
And we had no runs and 2 hits and no errors and 2 men left.
So we're in the middle of the third inning right now. There you see the legends. Butch Bat having some words with them. Butch Bat, a great softball or baseball name.
Certainly is.
13 for 6.
Hit the mitt.
The Maryland Masters has got a substitution here. They're putting number 13 in for number 6, which is Joe Nash. Number 13 is Ron Bowles. He's coming in and replacing that Mr. Smith, Nash.
So he'll take over at first base for Nash.
See, another thing now with this game, now that Nash came out of the game, he's allowed to re-enter the game.
Okay.
And when he re-enters, he has to enter the game for the player that replaced him. Then once that player comes back, the second player that came in now comes out of the game, he cannot re-enter. The starting players can re-enter the game once they come out of it. But a substitute, as soon as a substitute comes in, and he comes back out, he's done.
Chad Corcoran steps up for the Legends.
Chad's betting .375 coming into this game. And people are probably wondering how come these averages are in the 3, 4, 500s. That's because these batters are that good of ball players. And if you hit 250 or above in fast pitch, that is great.
Stoflett pitches strike one.
Granted, some of these hits that some of these players get might be against weaker comp pitching, but still, it all adds up, and you'll see more tougher pitching than they do against the weak stuff.
As we said earlier, this is the second time these teams have faced each other in this tournament. They faced each other yesterday in the winner's bracket final, with Knoll Lumber having no problem winning 8-0. So kind of a check swing hit right up the middle for Chad Corcoran. He reaches first base with no outs. There's Corcoran's hit once again.
Every now and then you'll see a left-handed batter especially stand deep in the box, and they'll run up towards the pitcher and swing at the pitch. And that's a good play by a left-hander as long as they got good speed, because they're hoping to top the ball to the shortstop, and there's no way that shortstop's going to get a good runner.
Left fielder number 27, Dave Newell, steps to the plate and looks at ball one.
Dave Newell, he's batting .438 coming into this tournament.
Oh, very impressive.
So you got a good stick up there right now.
Left-handed hitter. Swings and misses, count at 1-1. So both pitchers still throwing shutouts here. Stoflett steps back to the mound. And with the left-handed delivery, ball two. And Corcoran over there at first base kind of threatened to steal, but chose not to on that one. There you see Dave Newell. Steps up. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Stoflett. Bunted foul, back to the backstop. Two and two. There you see Stoflett standing right at the chalk.
I notice I see out on deck circle is Trotman. He's batting .467 coming into this game. So you Stoflett's facing some tough hitters right now.
Yeah, that top of the order is tough. And that one's hit very deep. And it's a fair ball. That one's going to be an out. Played nicely in the windy conditions by the right fielder for the Masters, Alan Peacher, out there in right.
So
there you see it. We're going to take a look once again. That was quite a rip out there to right. And on the fly out, Corcoran advances to second base with one down.
So like that, they're now with the runner at first base advancing to second base. They will not charge the batter with a time at bat. It will be considered a sacrifice fly. They advance the base with no errors involved.
Manny Troutman comes to the plate with a runner in scoring position.
Troutman last time up lined a single to right center. So he's 1 for 1 so far.
Left-handed batter steps in once again.
I see the catcher's on deck back, and he's also batting .467.
And there's a nice shot to right field. It looks as if it's going to score a run. Yes, Corcoran does score. So Knoll Lumber gets one on the board. RBI single by Manny Troutman scores Chad Corcoran from second. Kind of golfed the low pitch, sent it out to right field.
Yeah, and they did have no way to get him at home, so that's why they were cutting it off and trying to keep that runner at first base, which they did. Mackin's up now, and he's batting .467 also coming into this game, with leading the tournament with 3 home runs. And if he keeps hitting the ball the way he has so far this tournament, my guess is he could be the MVP of the tournament, but that's just my own personal feeling and guess right now at this point.
Mackin looks at ball two 2-0 the count. 2-0-0. As the Legends trying to get something going, they already have scored one. And the wild pitch from Stoflett will move Troutman to second. So once again, a runner in scoring position, and stocky number 00. He's a great hitter. And there you see the wild pitch that moves Troutman to second base. And Mackin looks at ball 4, so runners at first and second, one down. And number 11, Vito Lucarelli, the DP for the Legends.
He's another good ball player, but he's having his troubles at the bat with this tournament. He's only batting 200 coming into this game. He's a much better hitter than that. But again, you know, it's a competition that you play against and the type of pitcher you see, and neither one of these teams has faced any really easy pitching. But by the Legends beating Baltimore earlier, it's 8-0 in the tournament. You know, they got hitters up there.
And this is the first game that the Legends have played today. Maryland did play one other game. They beat Southern California to move to this championship game. If no Lumber wins, it's all over. But it's a different story if the Masters can come up with a victory, because we will have a game following this one.
And roughly that game would start probably 20-25 minutes after the first one. They would get the fields ready and let the grounds crew get it all set up for the next game.
So Stoflett has gotten behind a few batters here in the bottom of the third inning. He's behind Lucarelli right now, 3-0. There is one out. Runners at first and second for the Legends. Lucarelli steps back into the box. And here's the pitch from Stoflett. Inside, ball 4. So the bases are juiced for number 15, Jim Chambers, second baseman for the Legends.
And Chambers, he walked last time up. So now the manager in Baltimore is going out and having a talk with Stoflett. I don't believe he'll be pulling because I haven't seen Gene Green, their other top pitcher, warming up yet. But maybe he went down the sidelines or the other field behind us to warm up on the empty field.
There you see Dick Smith talking to Ty Stoflett. Very big decision. And it looks as
they're
if
bringing in Gene Green.
Yep. Stoflett's going to call it a day. Pitch very well. But unfortunately for him and his teammates, got in a little trouble here in the bottom of the third. And he'll take a rest. As they'll break, we'll break. Don't go away.
Every year, Goodwill Industries helps people discover a new day of the week. Payday. We provide job training for people with disabilities and other special needs, so they can get jobs, earn paychecks, and lead independent lives. Support Goodwill Industries. Our business works, so people can.
Okay, we're back. We have a new pitcher for the Masters. Gene Green, big number 17, he throws right-handed. Andy Jar and Louis Edworthy here from Dred Scott Fields in Bloomington, Minnesota. Championship game of the men's over 40 Masters. Men's fast pitch softball.
Green's though just as tough as Stoflett. A little bit younger, but he can sure bring the ball.
He comes in a tough situation. Bases are loaded. Faces Phil Wright here.
And only one out, so it's a tough one. But see now, Mackin came out of the game with the pinch runner. That's because they want to get these extra runs, and once the inning's over, they're going to re-enter Mackin to catch so they can keep him in the game.
Yeah, number 4, Jim Lund, is running for Mackin. Hit to the third baseman. They go home for the force. And there's out number 2. Steve Piaz steps to the plate. Right-handed batter. Where's number 44?
Well, Chambers was safe at first base on that fielder's choice.
Will it take a little while for the Legends to get used to the right-handed pitcher now?
I wouldn't think so. It might be a couple batters, but once they get their timing down again, because he's a little quicker now, looks like he's throwing the ball a little harder than Ty was. That they'll hit the ball against him too. You won't see a lot of Ks from these teams. Although Moore's sitting there with 4 strikeouts right now.
Bases loaded, 2 outs, 1 strike. Ground ball, that's a tough play. And they got him at first. Ron Voss makes the unassisted out. He came in as a substitute for Joe Nash. So 3 innings in the books. The Knoll Lumber Legends did manage to get 1 run. So they lead it 1-0. We'll be back right after this.
The voice of anger. The voice of pain. The voice of despair. Can all be silenced by the voice of reason.
We need to talk.
Call. We'll help you find the words.
All right, we're back for the top of the 4th inning. Don Van Dusen steps up, trying to get his team started. They are down 1-0.
I would think that they might re-enter Joe Nash later unless he was injured, because he was hitting 800 coming into this game here for the tournament.
Maybe that switch was for defensive purposes, because you saw that great play by Ron Voss at the end of the inning, which could have been very damaging.
Possible. Yes, it could have been. That may be a good thing too there.
And no problem with that one for the Legends. Number 9, first baseman Manny Troutman makes the unassisted out.
See, I was talking earlier about being a pitcher, being up so close to the plate, they hit that line ball back to you. But these people playing third base and first base, they got to be playing in front of the base for a case of a bunt. If that batter swings away, if you're charging, it's all over, boy, if you don't protect yourself.
Charles Hart steps to the plate. He slices that one to right field, and he'll get a single. Take another look at the single by Hart.
Number 5, Bill Howell.
Number 5, Bill Howell will step in against Jimmy Moore, the pitcher for the Legends. Having a great game so far, I believe, with 4 Ks.
4 strikeouts right now up to this point. 3 innings.
Bunt right back to Moore. Looks at second, decides to go to first for the out.
Now, that play by Moore was a smart play because it would have been close at second, and rather than not getting out, he wanted to at least get an out.
Shortstop, number 8.
Here's that fielder's choice. And decides to go to first. 1 down for the Legends.
By going to first, at least he got an out and erased the base runner. This way, they've only got 1 man on if they would batter, next batter would hit a home run. Which is Van Dusen, and he's got batting .381 coming into this game.
Okay, a little conference at the mound. They break up. 2 down. With the score, Knoll Lumber Legends from Snohomish, Washington, 1, and the Maryland Masters from Baltimore, 0. Herb Van Dusen steps to the plate.
We got 2 outs, white team.
He's the shortstop for the Masters. Van Dusen looks at ball 1.
Our grandstand umpire's father got the umpire.
There you see number 12, Hart. He's at second base. Herb Van Dusen steps back in. Looks at strike 1, 1-1 the count, 2 down. Top of the first inning. Jimmy Moore still looking strong halfway through this game.
He certainly is, and he's all right around the plate all the time. Even when he misses high or inside like that, it's just barely missing.
Here's the pitch from Moore. Kind of an unsure swing there.
Yeah, at last minute he decided he wanted to swing at it. And with facing a guy like Jim Moore, you can't be doing that. You've got to have your mind made up ahead of time. Which is, sometimes it's tough to do.
Not too close, Chad. Not too close now.
There you see the 3 players. Hart, Moore, and Van Dusen. Here's the pitch, outside.
Good idea, good idea.
2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning.
Got an outside corner pitch there.
Yep, Moore got the corner. Another inning-ending K for Moore. He's had 3 of those. So he certainly knows how to get it out of a jam, that's for sure.
They ended up with only no runs and 1 hit, and they had no errors, and 1 man was left on base.
So we're in the middle of the 4th inning. 1-0. Our score. The Legends, 1 run, 6 hits, no errors. And the Masters, no runs, 5 hits, and errorless also.
The Masters should have 6 hits now because they got to hit that inning there. Hard to get that hit to right field.
So number 17, right-handed pitcher Gene Green will step in for his 2nd inning of action. Of course, he relieved Masters starter Ty Stoflett in the 3rd inning. And Green looks pretty fresh. He got out of some tough situations there in the 3rd inning. And the play that really helped the Masters along was that great play by Ron Voss, the first baseman, to pretty much kill the rally by the Legends.
Yeah, that was a high hopper that he had to jump up for, and he kind of bobbled off the glove and grabbed it, and he just barely beat that runner to first base. But that's the type of players these players are out there. They're not going to give up until it's done.
You see a few of the fans that came out to Dred Scott Fields in Bloomington today, having a great time.
The center fielder, Billy Stewart's up now, and he's batting .385 coming into this game.
Left-handed batter lays down the bunt. And played nicely by Voss. Throws it to the second baseman covering, Don Van Dusen, for out number 1. Here it is once again. So we have 1 down in the bottom of the 4th. Brings up number 17, Matt McGillen, right fielder for the Legends.
Matt, he's already 2 for 2 this game, and he was batting .400 coming into this game for 6 games. They've played, the No Legends have played 6 games in this tournament so far. They haven't given up a single run yet.
Here's the pitch from Gene Green. Two and 0 to McGillen. Ooh, slice foul. 2 and 1 to McGillen.
The spectators have to really be awake for some of these balls that pop up over the fences so they don't get hit with them and get hurt.
Yeah, even earlier in other games, you have to watch out for balls coming from other fields. They're really flying.
They sure do around here when you got all 4 fields going. Luckily, this is the only game going at it now, so it won't be so bad for the players that worrying about the ball coming from the other fields.
Green gets set up, and here's his pitch. McGillen fouls it back. Full count with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. No Lumber Legends from Snohomish, Washington 1, and the Maryland Masters from Baltimore 0. Here's the pitch from Green. Grounded to third base. And a great stretch by Voss. They get the out. Saw some nice wheels there by McGillen. Couldn't quite beat it out.
No, these guys are pretty quick for their age, a lot of them.
You see Charles Hart guns it over there, and the lanky Voss makes the put out to get the 2nd out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Stepping up to the plate now for the Legends, number 8, Chad Corcoran. Stop. Strike 1 to Corcoran.
Corcoran's batting .375 coming in this game here, and this game here he's 1 for 2, and he scored the only run of the game so far. That was a nice low pitch on the outside corner.
So Gene Green up 2 strikes as Corcoran steps back in. 2 down in the bottom of the 4th.
As you've noticed up here, Andy, most of these pitchers, you haven't noticed it's right down the center unless they really had to have one there.
Yep.
They're moving the ball around all the time, making the batters go after their pitch.
Another nice pitch right down the middle is a little outside, though. Just missed the corner on that one. Corcoran steps back in. Here's the pitch from Gene Green. Corcoran shoots that one up the middle for a single.
Get the ball, Cork. Left fielder, number 27, Dave Newell.
You see the single from the left-handed batter. All right, with 2 down and a man on first, number 27 steps up for the Legends. That's Dave Newell, left fielder.
And a little bit about umpiring here. You're taught at umpire schools that when you get a kind of a game like this here, a matchup, you don't try to squeeze the plate on the pitchers. You make them hit the ball. And these plate umpires did a pretty good job at doing that.
And a wild pitch from Gene Green. Got past catcher, number 5, Bill Howell. So Corcoran moves to second. Was a little hesitant at first. Couldn't quite see where the ball was.
And look at that there printout that we got from the computer system that's running this, putting on this printouts for us. Noel Lumber's only got 2 batters that's hitting under 313. They're both hitting at 200.
Very impressive for the team from Washington.
So you're looking probably at about 12 or 13 batters that's hitting 313 or higher.
1-1's the count, 2 down, bottom of the 4th. Corcoran on second base in scoring position. Dave Newell at the plate for the Legends.
It's really going to be interesting to see who makes the first, second, and third All-Star teams out of these players that's been in this tournament so far. You started a tournament with 63 teams entered, and 2 didn't show up, so you're down to 61 teams. He's got a lot of good ball players on these teams.
2-1 count to Newell. 3-1 now, 2 down.
Just from being a coach and an umpire and a player, my guess is that you're going to see the top 2 All-Star teams, the team 1 and 2, with a lot of the players from these 2 teams right here. But that's just a guess on my part.
Here's the pitch from Gene Green. Out. Oh! Hits the corner. Full count now to Newell.
Doesn't look like Newell's agreeing with the umpire on that call. But that's part of the game. You just got to get back up there now and put that call out of your mind and just concentrate on the next pitch.
Full count, 2 down. Runner on second. Here's the pitch to Newell. And the up guns him down. That's strike number 3. And that ends the bottom of the 4th. With our score, Noel Lumber Legends 1 and the Maryland Masters 0. More championship softball right after this.
Yeah, the summary for that half of the inning for Noel Lumber.
Top of the 5th inning, ready to get going here as the Legends lead the Masters 1-0. Andy Jarr here with Louis Edworthy from Dred Scott Fields in Bloomington, Minnesota for the men's Masters 40 and over ASA USA Fast Pitch Championships.
Yeah, the summary for the last inning for Noel Lumbers was no runs on 1 hit, and there was no errors, and they had 1 runner left on base.
Phil Wright will lead it off for the Masters.
Come on, 7. Come on, White.
Wright's batting .381 coming into this tournament. But you can see most of these players on both teams are in 300.
Right, the left-handed batter gets ready. Moore's pitch is a ball.
The more I'm sitting here watching this game, I had stated earlier that I thought maybe, in my opinion, that Tim Mackin, the catcher, might get the All-Star MVP trophy for this tournament. But I have more doubts now. It might go to Jimmy Moore.
Yeah, it will be close between the battery. They have done a great job here in this tourney for the undefeated Legends so far.
You just wonder how these guys stay in shape all the time, but they're playing ball year-round, a lot of them, so it's not hard to stay in shape.
Phil Wright attempted a bunt on that one. Missed contact. 2-1 as Jimmy Moore steps back to the mound. Two and two, no outs here in the top of the 5th inning. The Legends from Snohomish, Washington are leading over the Maryland Masters 1-0.
I don't think he's going to do it now, but sometimes these guys will try to bunt with 2 strikes on him. But you can see that the infielders for the Noel Lumbers team was both playing up close to home plate just in case he would bunt it.
He decided not to take the gamble on that one and swung away, but fouled it off down the third baseline. There you see Jimmy Moore getting the ball ready.
Jimmy, he just turned 40 this summer, so he could be eligible for this tournament. Otherwise, he was playing regular men's major fast pitch with this pay and pack team out of Seattle, Washington, which is world champion. They've won the national tournaments. They won the ASA, which stands for International Congress Tournament. And he's won numerous awards, same as Stoflett.
Here's the pitch from Jimmy Moore, outside. Full count to number 15 for the Masters, Phil Wright. The first batter in the top of the 5th inning for the Maryland Masters. Swing, fielded by the shortstop. And they did get him at first, yes. Take another look at this one. Chad Corcoran fields it cleanly. Guns it over to first to Manny Troutman for the out. 1 down. As number 10, Nick McCurry, stands up. He's the DP for the Masters.
I noticed on the replay it looked like that Phil Wright kind of slipped a little bit coming out of the box. I think if that was the case, it might have been a lot closer at first base than what it was. And it was close as it is.
Yeah, the ump took a little time on calling that one.
It's a tough job when you have to stand back there at the bases umping, and you got to make sure that the fielder touches the base as he catches the ball, and when he catches it, he doesn't bobble it. Even though he catches the ball and bobbles it, that runner's still safe at first base then if he bobbles it. But he's done a good job of hanging on to it out bobbling.
McCurry steps back in. Here's the pitch from Moore. Strike 1.
McCurry here, he's another one of these players that's in the class with Stoflett and Moore and them that's won numerous awards and hitting titles.
Oh, a big cut there from McCurry.
I've noticed on his stats, he's batting 300 coming into this game, so he's had a tough tournament. You're facing a lot of tough pitchers in this.
Oh, 2 to McCurry, and here is the pitch from Jimmy Moore. Inside, ball number 1.
Right now, I'd say Jimmy's throwing just as hard right now here in the 5th inning as he did when he started the game. Maybe a little harder as he's getting along, comes into the end of the game.
What's the age range of most of these players? Moore is on the young side at 40.
Yeah, Moore just turned 40 this year, so he could be eligible to play in this tournament. But I'm guessing most of these players are roughly 43 to 46, 47. I know a lot of them in the tournaments going in 2 weeks, like I said, to Springfield to play in the 45 and over.
Here's the pitch. McCurry pops it up to third baseman. Steve Piatz gloves it for the second out in the top of the 5th inning.
Number 3, Alan Peacher.
Left-handed batting, Alan Peacher steps to the box, gets his feet set.
A lot of these players that's not going to be playing next week, and they'll be playing in their own states or region areas for the major fast pitch. A lot of these younger guys.
That one lined right up the middle for a base hit. Alan Peacher reaches first.
First baseman, Number 13, Ron Bose.
Here it is again. The base hit by Peacher.
If you notice, too, a lot of these batters, when they swing and they make contact with the ball, they let one hand come off the bat. That's just so they can hit more line drives instead of hitting and follow through with both hands on it so it keeps popping up.
Ron Vos steps up to the plate for his first attempt. He replaced Joe Nash back in the third inning as the first baseman for the Masters.
Wolves came in either, like you said earlier, as a defensive replacement or because Nash was injured, because Nash was batting 800 coming into this tournament game here. And you don't take out an 800 hitter early in the game unless something's wrong with them, or like you said, they want to bring a defensive player in.
Maryland trying to get something going. They need a run to tie. Oh, Moore hits the corner with that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ron Vos.
I really believe the plate umpire, the Tinder, has done a pretty good job of calling balls and strikes. You haven't seen the players turn around and argue with them too much.
With the exception of that one foul ball, they were arguing quite a bit, but hey, he's done a great job.
Normally, if the umpire isn't doing a decent job, you're going to see the players back and stepping out and arguing with the umpires a little bit about the call or signaling how high it was and that. But you haven't seen much of that in this game because both teams know that the pitchers are going to be pretty well in the strike zone all the time. And with the pitchers throwing a lot of strikes, that makes for a quicker game, too.
Vos just kind of sticks the bat out and gets a base hit. It's going to be a close play at third. Peacher is in there safe.
There's a Texas leaguer here.
So who knows, maybe they did bring Vos in there for his hitting ability. Gets on base, runners at the corners with 2 down. We're going to take another look at this one. This kind of reaches out.
He just sticks the bat out there.
An excuse me single.
See, a lot of people think, too, in this game that if you're facing a quick pitch like that, you really got to swing the bat hard. And all you have to do is stick it out and have the ball hit it, and it's going to go. You can just...
Okay, there's going to be a pinch runner at third, running for Peacher.
Looks like Mark Benz running for Peacher.
He's listed as an outfielder, so probably has some speed. There you see Benz. Conference at the mound is now over. 2 down in the top of the 5th. 1-0, the Legends over the Masters in this 40 and over Master Division Championship game for the ASA USA title.
Olson so far for this game is 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, so Jimmy's got his number up to this point.
Ooh, inside pitch. Just about hit him on that one.
Certainly did. And it doesn't feel good to get hit by that pitch the way Jimmy throws it, bringing it at 100 miles an hour. Or 90 to 100. You'll be hurting for a couple of days if you get hit with one of those pitches.
Jim Holson has a runner at third trying to score him. Hits that one to left field. And can of corn, no problem for the left fielder, Dave Newell.
They got no runs on 2 hits and no errors, and 2 men was left on base. So they still haven't given up an earned run in this tournament.
Yeah, the Legends get out of another jam. Got to give them credit. 1-0 our score. Legends will be up shortly for the top of the 5th inning. Your response line has been set up by Northwest Community Television and Cable 12. 533-1710 is the number to call. When you give us a call on that line, please let them know that you're watching the ASA USA Fast Pitch 1995 National Championships. Say that like really fast a few times in a row.
I think I'll pass on that one.
Once again, viewer response line, if you like what you're seeing, or maybe if you don't, give us a call, 533-1710.
And also, if you're out there watching this, they want to order a tape of this game. They can call Northwest Community Television's Cable 12 station at 533-8196 and order a copy from them. And they will let them know what the copy would cost them and everything, and they would send it out to them.
And that would be a area code 612 if you're watching us on Midwest Sports Channel. Teams from the Midwest didn't fare too badly in this tournament. As we said, the team from Cedar Rapids, Iowa finished 4th place.
Right, and it's tough when you're playing against teams that's all over that can play just about year-round. But again, at this age, a lot of these players from the Midwest teams, some of them goes to these other areas and plays with other different teams too.
Pitch right off the microphone on the backstop. Ball 1. Dan Van Dusen, second baseman for the Legends. Should be Don Van Dusen. One and one the count to Van Dusen.
He must not haven't played too much this tournament, because I don't have him on the stat sheet, and everybody that's played has got a stat. It should be listed, but I don't see his name even listed, so maybe he's been injured and just getting over it. Most of these players, they're all married and got families, and their families come before softball during the week, and on weekend it's softball.
Excuse me, a correction to be made. Number 9 is Manny Troutman.
Troutman, he's the one that's hitting 467 coming in.
He's the one. Minor correction. Sorry about the mix-up. Ball 1 and 2 strikes to Van Dusen. Our apologies.
And Troutman's also the one that drove in the only run of the game so far to this point. Being left-handed batting in softball is quite an advantage to you. There's another hit for him.
Troutman hits that one to the right fielder, or excuse me, left fielder. They throw that in quickly. He stops at first with a single.
That makes him 2 for 3.
Here's another look at the single by Troutman, and that brings up big number 00. Tim Mackin, he's the catcher for the Legends.
Timmy's having a tough game so far. He's got a strikeout to his credit for being at bat, plus a walk. So he's 0 for 1 coming into this at bat.
Here's the pitch from Gene Green. Inside ball.
You notice how quick some of these fielders come in on the ball, too, once the ground ball goes out there. They want to let these runners take advantage of them being slow and taking that extra base.
And another ball called by the home plate umpire. 2-0. Bottom of the 5th inning, still our score. The Knoll Lumber Legends 1 and the Maryland Masters 0. Swing and a miss by Mackin. Gene Green with the pitch. Mackin bunts it foul. That brings the count to 2-2.
For some of the viewers that might be out there watching this for the first time on TV, you notice with the runners on base, they can't lead off. They have to wait till that pitcher releases the ball before they leave the base. Otherwise, they're going to be called out. There's no leading off. And so you don't see too much base stealing unless it's really a quick runner.
Mackin gets set in the box. Takes that one for ball 3, full count. Grounded sharply foul. Count stays full.
But for players like this caliber, if people haven't seen it before and they see this game and they're interested, they should take it when they get a chance to see him years ahead or future years to take it in, because it's really a big thrill to watch this big name players.
Here's the pitch from Gene Green, and that one's hit very sharply. That's over the left fielder's head, up against the snow fence out there, that orange fence. It's going to score a run and safely at second. And number 9, Manny Troutman, scores the run on the double from big 0-0, Tim Mackin. So that's a big run, a little more insurance for him.
Certainly at this stage of the ball game.
Here it is again. That big shot. Okay, you couldn't see it, but the left fielder, Phil Wright, made a great effort at it. Here's another view of it. Okay, with one run in the bottom of the 5th. Vito Lucarelli steps up. And he watches that one sail over the catcher for a ball.
I think it was Mackin and Troutman, numbers 4 and 5 hitters, both RBIs for this game so far.
Yep, that's the meat of their order. Certainly proving to be tough in this championship battle.
I really feel that Seattle doesn't want to, or the home Legends doesn't really want to play an if game. Everybody wants to get home.
Lucarelli drives that one to the right fielder. And Mackin tags from second and advances to third base on the fly out.
Well, that's only the first out of the inning.
So with Mackin at third, the Legends are threatening to score again.
They certainly are. In this game, one run is tough to come from, but with the caliber of both teams, you need that extra run if you can get it here.
Second baseman Jim Chambers steps up. He wears number 15.
If they can get Mackin home here, I don't think Maryland's going to beat them. But that's my opinion there. But Maryland's got some tough hitters.
Chambers sends that one foul down the first baseline. Gene Green gets set, and here's the pitch. Grounded to short, looks third, decides to gun it to Voss for the out. Nice heads-up play there by the shortstop, Herb Van Dusen. Here's a look at the catch and throw by Van Dusen for the out. Steve Piatz steps up with 2 outs for the Legends. Takes a cut at that one, sends it. Ooh. Good try. Second baseman for the Masters came all the way over to the fence to take a shot at that one, but just couldn't quite get to it.
Piatz here, he's batting .385 coming into this game. So Green, even though he's one of the top pitchers in the country, has his work cut out with these batters hitting .350, .380.
One strike to Piatz. Inside pitch for a ball.
I would think you'd see a changeup here, this batter maybe, but again, they're down at the bottom of the order, so he may not be throwing no changeups to the bottom of the order. He's just going to work hard with hard heat and hope they'll get the job done.
Piatz drives this one to the gap. Not sure if the center fielder, oh, he takes a dive, can't get to it. Mackin scores. Piatz standing up at third with a triple. Piatz, big time clutch play for him. Gonna take another look at it. There it is, a great
effort by that center fielder.
Center fielder Jim Holson. And some fans in the stands are singing happy birthday. I wasn't aware that it was Steve Piatz's birthday, but quite a present for him. Triple RBI for him. Three to 0 is our score now. Fouled off by number 5, Billy Stewart, as he steps in.
Well, it looks like the work for Maryland Masters is going to be cut out now in the last 2 at-bats.
Yep, 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th for the Legends, putting them up 3 to 0.
I stated earlier before the game started that this game would probably be a 2-0, 3-1 score. It very well could be that. But the Legends haven't given up a run or an earned run this whole tournament so far. 6 games already up till today.
Gene Green is up on Billy Stewart here, 0-2, after 2 big cuts. And he takes another one, going down swinging. And that's gonna do it for the 5th inning. The Knoll Lumber Legends 3 and the Maryland Masters 0. We'll have more action here on Cable 12 right after this.
Your child out here unprotected? Never. Neither would you forget her baby shots. Yet nearly a third of our babies' lives are on the line, because even with regular doctor visits, they haven't had all their shots. Ask your doctor. Your baby needs at least 11 shots by age 2. Please don't leave her out there alone. 11 shots by 2. How sure are you?
For the 1995 ASA USA Men's Masters over 40 Fast Pitch Softball Championship game. I'm Andy Jarr, along with Louis Edworthy. It's overcast day here from Dred Scott Fields in Bloomington, Minnesota. The Legends taking the upper hand on this one, 3-0 over Maryland so far.
We got a substitution here for the Legends out in center field now. Number 28 is coming in to replace Billy Stewart. And number 28 on the pro roster here would be Jim Harrington. He's coming in to replace Billy Stewart that just ended the inning. And that inning, Lumber's Legends scored 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors, and they had 1 man left.
Don Van Dusen steps up for the Masters.
He's got 2 at-bats left to try to do against Moore, and he's been pretty tough.
Jimmy Moore still throwing the heat. Strike 1 to Van Dusen.
He's only got 5 strikeouts. That may not seem like much, but with the caliber of batters he's facing, that's a lot of strikeouts.
Here's the pitch from Moore. Grounded to second, and they get the out. No problem for Jim Chambers on that one. He guns it over to number 9, Manny Troutman. 4 out number 1 in the top of the 6th inning. Charles Hart steps up for the Masters, trying to get something started here in the top of the 6th.
show you how tough Jimmy is. I had him. I was announcing the game early on radio or in the press box here for Moore, and they played a team and they won 4-0, and he had 17 strikeouts out of a possibility of 21 outs.
Gee.
And then he also had a no-hitter at that same game, so he had a no-hitter with 17 strikeouts, and that makes you pretty tough to beat.
Probably could call him Dr. K of fast-pitch softball, that's for sure.
If Maryland would come back and tie this game up and, say, win it in the 7th inning or extra innings, and then go to an if game, my guess they're going to see Moore thrown for the Legends again on the if game and Green for Maryland. If they would go that far, but 3 runs is a lot of runs to come up with against the caliber of Moore.
Charles Hart steps back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes to him. 1 down in the top of the 6th. Slices that one foul out of play.
A lot of people wonder how these teams are getting back home. A lot of them are going to fly out tomorrow during the day sometime or morning.
The pitch from Moore is high. 2-2 the count.
Because they're not going to be running this right after the game and taking off and going to their motels and leaving. Because after the game, they got the award ceremonies and they pick the all-star team and first and second, third team selection. So they have to announce all that.
Swing and a miss by Hart as he goes down on strikes.
With all the fine caliber of players they got here, it's really going to be interesting to see how the all-star team comes out. Or all-tournament team, rather. Not all-star, but all-tournament team.
Bill Howell steps to the plate. Where's number 5? He's the catcher for the Maryland Masters. Swing and a miss. Strike number 1 to Howell.
This game right here is the 126th game of this tournament since it started at 6 p.m. Wednesday evening. 126 games is a lot of games.
A lot of action here at the Dred Scott Fields this past week. Grounded to short. And a nice scoop, and he did hang on to it for the out.
Nice play by that first baseman.
Chad Corcoran with
Real
the throw.
good play.
And the first baseman, Manny Troutman, with the nice scoop.
There was no runs, no hits, and no errors, and nobody left on that inning.
So that will bring us to the bottom of the 6th. The Legends batting once again with a 3-0 lead. There you see the line score. Lots of hits for both teams, but the Masters just haven't been able to solve Jimmy Moore as of yet.
No, that's for sure. He's tough, and he gets tougher as he goes along. The more he throws, the tougher he gets. And same with Green. Most of these pitchers are that same way. The longer they throw, the tougher they get. They can throw. I've seen them throw 3-4 games in a row on one day. The majority of these teams got anywhere from 2 to 4 pitchers. But when you get down here like this for the championship game, you go with your top gun. You go for all the marbles, so you got to give it to the big horse.
Yeah, to be a pitcher in men's fast-pitch softball, you not only have to have a good arm, you have to have some great reflexes, because that ball can be coming back at you very fast.
Definitely.
Okay, we're ready to start the bottom of the 6th inning. Leading off for the Knoll Lumber Legends, number 17 has had a great game so far. That's Matt McGillen, right fielder.
He's 2 for 3 for this game coming up to this at bat. And the 2 hits he got are line shots to right center and to left center.
Gene Green with the pitch. Ball 1 high. McGillen cuts it foul over the Cable 12 production truck.
They stated earlier they haven't given up a run this whole tournament. And I have to stand corrected because last night they won their final game last night 17-1. But they haven't given up an earned run in
Swing
6
and a
games.
miss by McGillen. 1-2 the count. As Gene Green gets ready. Here's his pitch. McGillen gets a bat on it, off the glove of Green, and he's in there safely with a single.
Yeah, you got to give him a hit on that, baby.
Shortstop, number 8, Chad Corcoran.
So look at McGillen's hit. Good try there by Gene Green to make the play. Got a piece of it, but didn't quite get him on that one. Good speed shown by Matt McGillen. Chad Corcoran comes up for the Legends.
Yeah, he scored the first run of the game.
Check swing foul. Three to 0 is our score. The Knoll Lumber Legends out of Snohomish, Washington are in the lead over the Maryland Masters out of Baltimore. And
There goes the first stolen. Oh, got to give him credit for a stolen.
his hand comes off the base. Heads up play by the Masters to keep an eye on that, and they tagged him for the out. One down here in the bottom of the 6th. Number 8, Chad Corcoran steps to the plate. Here's the pitch from Gene Green. Ball one outside. Corcoran fouls this one back over the backstop.
Minnesota's got a pitcher that's helped teach us up at Duluth during the college season. This from down southern Minnesota by Mankato. It's Leroy Josted. And he's a tough pitcher, and he's played with these 2 teams on with the players. They picked him up for tournaments. So Minnesota's got the type of pitching that we're seeing now. Just that we don't get to play ball like they do all year long.
Corcoran looks at ball 3. Full count, 1 out. The base is empty.
Green was trying to get him to go after his bad pitch, but now he's going to have to bring it a little bit closer to the plate. They can't afford to give up another run now.
Corcoran fouls another one. This one down the third baseline. Out of play.
Making Green throw a lot of pitches.
Here's the pitch from Green. There's going to be a base hit. As the left fielder for the Masters fields it. That's Phil Wright. He guns it in. Corcoran's in there with the single. As the Legends get things started once again. Here's another look. Nice piece of hitting there by Chad Corcoran.
That sure was. About a couple of close pitches out till he could get his pitch.
Left-handed batting, Dave Newell steps to the plate. Number 27, left fielder for the Lumber Legends. They have a pinch runner here Number 30, Dennis Mackinnon, comes in to run for Corcoran.
30, now running for 8. Number 30. The Noah Lumber Legends. Now running number 30, Dennis Mackinnon. Number 8, Chad Corcoran. Come on, you Dave Newell, let's go now. For Corcoran.
Here's Dave Newell getting ready for Gene Green's pitch. That's a dead ball as it's fouled off Newell's ankle.
Well, just got his foot in the ground at the same time because he's not limping too much, but it actually did hit him. I would think if it would have hit him square, he'd have been limping around here a little bit before he got back in.
Newell hits this one right up the middle. Oh, a close play at second. Thrown in very quickly by Jim Holson, center fielder. They applied the tag just a little late. Here's a replay. Ooh, just got in there. Did the pinch runner Dennis Mackinnon, number 30. One down in the bottom of the 6th. Brings up number 9, Manny Troutman, first baseman. Fouls that one. One strike to Troutman.
He's 2 for 3 coming up to this at bat, and he scored one of the 3 runs.
Pitch from Green outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning.
Maryland can't afford to give up more runs now if they want to have a chance in the 7th.
He's going for that third baseline once again. Foul ball. Count 1 and 2 as Green gets ready. Troutman, it's going to be a tough play. Running in all the way almost into the infield is the right fielder for the Masters. That's Alan Peacher. So 2 down now. And Tim Mackin steps to the plate.
He got that line double up by the fence last time up, just missing a home run.
Mackin looks at strike 1.
Troutman and Mackinnon and Piaz is 3 players with the RBIs for this game.
And a wild pitch from Gene Green. He's going to advance the runners. Close play at third. Sliding in there nicely. He's safe. Dennis Mackinnon. Dave Newell advances the second on that one. See a very close play at third. But the runners for the Legends are able to advance on the wild pitch from Gene Green. So here's a big pitch for Gene Green. They don't want to dig themselves further into a deep hole here. They're already down 3. They can get them out here. They can go hit. And a swing and a miss.
He took a healthy cut at that pitch.
Tim Mackin down in the count, 1 and 2.
And I believe the on deck hitter is Lucarelli, and he's always a dangerous hitter.
That pitch from Green is called a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. ASA USA Men's Fast Pitch Masters over 40 championship game. That one's grounded to the 3rd, and no problem for the 3rd out. Charles Hart guns him down. 6 innings complete. It's the Legends from Washington over the Maryland Masters 3-0. We'll be right back.
They're warm, fuzzy, and all around cuddly. And there's only one thing wrong with them. They all need a loving home. I'm Kristen Everett, and I hope you'll tune in every Monday for Cable 12's Pet Project, because we'll have tips on proper care, grooming, nutrition, and behavior for your pet. Plus, each week we'll have a pet available for adoption.
Pet Project, Mondays on Cable 12 News, starting every half hour between 4 and 7 and 9 and 11 p.m.
We're back with Cable 12 sports coverage of the men's ASA USA over 40 Masters Fast Pitch Softball Championship game.
This is their last chance here. They need 3 runs. We're in the top of the 7th inning.
I'm Andy Jarr along with Louis Edworthy. And if Maryland's going to do something, they have to do it now. Number 8 at the plate for the Masters. Herb Van Dusen, shortstop, wears number 8.
They got their top of their order up, so they're going to get in the meat of the order here, so this is it.
Even with the meat of the order, it's going to be tough against Mr. Moore. He's been throwing some heat today.
He certainly has. I know I'm glad I'm not out there facing him.
And there's a base hit by Van Dusen. Starting things off on a good note for the Masters.
Maryland's not giving up yet.
Here's another look at the base hit right up the middle by Van Dusen.
Right now, the object for Noel Lumber is just to work on the batter. Forget about that runner at first base.
Left fielder Phil Wright steps up. Jimmy Moore's pitch hits the corner for strike 1.
Kind of brought that ball a little bit of heat that time.
Phil Wright tried to drop down a bunt. Just got a piece of it and it went foul.
I think he was trying to catch these guys flat-footed, figuring he's not going to bunt so they can prevent a shutout, but he just wanted to try to catch them flat-footed, and they've been around too long to fall for something like that.
Here's the pitch from Jimmy Moore. Fouled off once again by Wright.
Pretty nice view of the game from up here in the press box.
Yeah, bird's eye view. As Phil Wright fouls another one off.
I think that their little check swing there was just check, keep himself in the batting. It looked pretty low from up here, but it might have been pretty close. And at this stage of the game, anything close, you got to be protecting that plate.
An 0-2 count to Wright. Here's the pitch from Jimmy Moore. Handcuffs him. Did he tag him? No!
You got to give the batter a base hit on that.
The ump near second base calls him safe. They said he didn't tag him. So Maryland making a charge here. Runners at first and second, no outs. Top of the 7th.
See if he even touched second base. He might have touched second base. I'm thinking that's what he's thinking of. No.
Ooh. Here's that play again.
From the replay, it looked like to me that the runner beat him to the base and he had just stepped inside the base. He didn't touch it. But by the replay, it looked like it was a good call for the umpire.
Yep,
he was right on top of the play.
Yet the ASA man in blue out there had a great view of it, so we trust he made the right call. Runners at first and second, brings up number 10, Nick McCurry. Swing and a miss by number 10. Take a look at that that tough play once again.
If he did touch the runner at all, he'd touch him with the glove hand and not the ball in it. And you got to have the ball in the glove to get the out. It was hard to tell on that.
Nick McCurry nubs this one to the first baseman in foul territory, 4 and out. Manny Troutman, no problem with that one, getting that key first out.
Yeah, all they need right now, even on a ground ball, they just got to get an out. Those 2 runs, they need 3 to keep the game going. If they only give up those 2, then it's not going to be enough.
Number 3 is back in on the re-entry rule. They pinch ran for him earlier. He's back to face Jimmy Moore, left-handed batter. Alan Peacher wears number 3.
Yeah, he's had a rough tournament. He's only batting 118 coming into this game, so it's been a rough tournament for him.
Here's the pitch from Moore. Strike 1 on Peacher.
As you can see, none of these pitchers are trying to quick pitch the batters. They're letting them get in there and getting set.
I think it'd be kind of tough for Moore to do that with his wind-up, how he leans back like that. He really takes his time.
Yeah, see what I was referring to, you'll see a lot of pitchers after they release the ball to the plate and the catcher throws it back, they'll get on the rubber right away and they'll start the pitch right away. But it's the umpire's job to allow that batter in the box to get set. But Moore takes along to between pitches that there's no problem there.
2 strikes to Peacher. He fouls that one down the third base line, out of play. So he's still alive. And so are the Masters with 1 out. In the top of the 7th inning, they have runners at first and second base. There you see the ace hurler for the Legends, Jimmy Moore.
You're kind of there at that replay picture that we just saw, that's talking to the baller himself. It reminds me of Mark Fredress from the baseball Tigers, that when he would used to talk to the ball.
Yeah, kind of looks like him a little bit, the curly blonde hair.
Yep.
And a wild pitch. I think that could be the first wild pitch from Moore all day. He's been very accurate.
I believe it is.
But kind of a costly one, because that moves the runners to second and third, both in scoring position now.
That's it.
Here's a look at the wild pitch.
It looks more like it was low in the dirt, but catcher could have had that one.
Yep. Here we go, 1 and 2, 1 down. Peacher set. Gets a bat on it. They go to first for the out, but the shutout is broken. As number 8, Herb Van Dusen, scores from third. So that makes the score 3-1.
Yeah, I think when the ball was coming back to Jimmy there, he had his mind made up. I'm going to fill the ball clean. I'm just going to take the out at first. Yep. That way I need 1 more out, and they need 2 runs yet.
Yeah, he's thinking championship more than shutout right now. There it is. Got the bat on. No question about it. He was looking at first the whole way.
Oh, wait. Yeah, he didn't care about that runner. He wanted a championship. The only way thing could hurt him now if he would happen to give up a home run to tie the game, and the way he's throwing the ball and keeping it down low, it's going to be pretty hard to hit one out.
Ron Voss is up for his second try, his second at bat. He singled on his first attempt. 1-1 the count to Ron Voss, number 13, first baseman for the Masters.
smoke, Jimmy. Bring the smoke.
Ooh. Boss looks at ball 2, 2-1, 2 down.
Just a reminder to the viewers that next year at Eden Prairie for 1996 in August, they're going to have the youth national tournament out there for girls 18 and under. You'll see a lot of nice players out there at that level.
Foss follows this one back.
The Eden Prairie Softball Association is hosting that tournament next year with the co-sponsor of Minnesota Sports Federation. So there's a lot of good softball around the area coming up in a few years.
So a big pitch coming up here for Jimmy Moore. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ron Voss steps in. And it's lined to third base for the final out. Number 44, Steve Piatz, makes the grab, and the national title goes to the Knoll Lumber Legends. Congratulations to them. A great game played all around. Ace pitching by Jimmy Moore. And we got to take our hats off to the Maryland Masters. They gave them a great run after losing yesterday 8-0, coming back to make it a great game.
They certainly did, and they never say die. And that was the first earned run that Jimmy has given up in this tournament.
So the team's shaking hands.
About the only thing left here for this tournament now is selecting the all-tournament team and announcing the for individual first-team All-Americans and second-team and third-team All-Americans. And I'm sure the Washington team will have 4 or 5 players on the first and second teams.
Yeah, probably both these teams. Maryland might have a few too.
Oh yeah, Maryland will have a few. There's no doubt about that. And Southern California, the team that's been eliminated, they're going to have quite a few.
So the Knoll Lumber Legends out of Snohomish, Washington, take the national title with an overall final season-ending record of 49-6. Very impressive. And there you see the line score. 1 run on 10 hits and no errors for the Waldorf Maryland Masters, and 3 runs on 13 hits and no errors for the Legends from Snohomish, Washington.
Also to show you the type of caliber, it was an errorless game. Some tough plays, but errorless.
Yep. It was a dandy. Dred Scott Fields here in Bloomington, Minnesota, a great site for a national tournament.
Now we're having the awards ceremony with the state commissioner from Minnesota from ASA, Mr. Perry Kuntz, out there getting things set up.
We'll be back for the awards ceremonies. Final score in the championship game of the ASA Men's Masters Fast Pitch Over 40 Championship. It's Snohomish Washington Legends 3 and the Waldorf Maryland Masters 1. We'll be right back after this.
Running and racing fun, health checks, and live entertainment. It's all at the Autumn Woods Classic Saturday, October 14th at the Elm Creek Park Reserve in Maple Grove. The Classic offers a race for everyone with a 10K, 5K, and a kids 1K fun run. Don't miss the 5th annual Autumn Woods Classic on October 14th. It's so much more than a premier running event. It's a family health celebration. Call 424-6744 for race and registration information.
All done recycling? Well, you didn't do it yet. The complete recycling loop begins with sorting and collection. Then these raw materials need to be processed before they're remanufactured. We complete the loop only when we buy the products made from our recycled materials. Then we do it again. These 4 steps help recyclables do the full loop. The Recycling Association of Minnesota and these organizations ask you to always try to buy recycled.
Okay, Andy Jarr and Louis Edworthy back to wrap things up here. We're going to let Perry Coons give the awards away right now. There's some huge trophies down there. Take it away, Perry.
The number of tournament volunteers, of course, is too many to name. We'd like to thank all of them for their hard work throughout the week. The field maintenance crew did an excellent job, worked tirelessly. them a round of applause. There were literally hundreds of volunteers involved in the effort, and it is a huge effort to put on a tournament of this size. We appreciated the cooperation of all the team managers. We had very little complaining throughout the week. I think everyone was pretty happy with what transpired here. So again, thank you for your participation, and thank you to all of the fans that have attended and supported their teams. Now at this time, we'd like to recognize the 1995 National Runner-Up team by presenting the individual plaques to the Maryland Masters. If we could have each player come forward as their name is called, we're going to provide the individual plaques first. For the Maryland Masters, number 6, Joan Nash. Number 8, Herb Van Duzen. Number 15, Phil Wright. Number 10, Nick McCurry. Ron Bose, number 13. Number 4, Tim O'Connor. Number 9, Don Van Duzen. Number 3, Alan Peacher. Number 16, Jim Holson. Number 12, Chick Hart. Number 5, Bill Hall. Number 1, Mark Benz. Number 17, Gene Green. Number 18, Ty Stoflett. Number 25, Ron Mann. And the team manager, Dick Smith. Number 28, Gene Berry. Yeah, Gene. All right, Gene. And if we could have the entire Maryland Masters team from Waldorf, Maryland, please come out for the 1995 National Runner-Up Team Trophy. Could we have the entire team come out, please? Thanks again to the Maryland Masters. We invite you to stick around. We're going to be having the All-American teams announced a little bit later also. Great job, guys. Great job. All right. National champions, best men's masters, 40 and over, fast pitch team in the nation. It's the No Lumber Legend. Yeah! Number 52, Bill Vito. Could be Hill. Number 24, Mark Lee. Virgil Harstead. Number 11, Vito Lucarelli. Number 30, Dennis Makinen. Come on, Dennis! Number 15, Jim Chambers.
Come on, Hawk, way to be.
Number 28, Jim Harrington.
Hey, way to be here, ball.
Number 8, Chad Corcoran.
Oh, Chad.
Number 44, Steve Diaz.
Oh, Steve.
Number 5, Bill Stewart.
Be Bill, Doc.
Number 17, Matt McGillen.
Hey, Manny.
Number 4, Jim Lund.
Hey, Jimmy Lund.
Number 27, Dave Newell.
Come on, Davey Newell.
Number 9, Manny Troutman. Double 0, the catcher, Tim Mackin.
Hey, Jimmy Mack.
Number 6, Roger Bledsoe. Number 7, Jimmy Moore.
Hey, Jimmy.
And the manager, Butch Matt. Have the entire Legends team please come forward to accept their 1995 National Championship Team Trophy presented by ASA USA Softball, Coca-Cola, and IGA. Congratulations to the Moore Lumber Legends. They posted a perfect 7-0 mark during the tournament. Did not lose the game. In fact, manager Jimmy Moore, I believe, gave up only 1 earned run throughout the tournament. Now we're going to announce the third, second, and first team All-Americans, as well as the home run champion, the batting champion.
All right, well, there you saw the championship team from Knoll Lumber, the Legends from Snohomish, Washington, undefeated in this tournament, 7 wins and no losses. Congratulations to them and also the Maryland Masters. Great tournament for both teams, and the whole tournament was a great success.
It really was. It was a super championship game. Couldn't ask for a better game than that.
Okay, that's going to do it from Bloomington, Minnesota. Dred Scott Fields with Louis Edworthy. I am Andy Jarr. Thanks a lot for joining us today. So long, everybody.